Welcome and good morning to another IronWorks brewing video. Today we're doing another Malt Miller kit. We're doing the oil for the neck. So we'll take you through the different stages and I'll come back to you in a second with some details on what we're doing today specifically. Right then, so we've got the all grain kit just here. I've got the yeast in the fridge. I'll be having a look at that in a second. Fairly standard grains, hops. In this one there are a lot of hops and various stages from both hopping throughout the boil. We've got hop stand. We've also got dry hopping as well. As always, you've got the bottling sugar for carbonation, you've got the brow sal, all that kind of stuff. So all the things you would normally get within the Malt Miller kit. Excellent as usual. So today what we've got in here is we've got lager malt, 3,900 grams. We've got dextrin at 430 grams. We've got the Columbus T90 pellets. We've got Simcoe T90 pellets. We've got Centennial pure hop pellets, 36 grams. We've got Mosaic pellets, we've got Amarillo pellets, we've got Vic's Secret pellets. So lots and lots of hops, so really punchy. So I'm going to be interested to see what that comes out like. We've got the LAX dried yeast pack, and the details for today are it's an American ale, American pale ale. We're doing a 23 litre batch. We're working on an original gravity of around 1041, final gravity around 10,009. ABV should be around about 4.1%, and IBUs at 31. So we'll see where we get to. I've already got my wash water and my sparge water going. They're coming up to temperature. In fact, the sparge water's up there and it's not far off in terms of the mash water as well. So mash litres, we've got 16 litres of mash water and 16 litres of sparge water, giving us just the 32 litres. We're going to be mashing in a second. I'm just going to crank the temperature up. It's nearly there at 67, and then we're going to be steeping that for 60 minutes, and then from there we will then start to sparge. We'll lift the grain basket out and start to sparge at 75. So they're the main things. I'll put some of this detail onto the screen so that you've got it. I know rattle through that at a fair old rate of knots. But yeah, that's looking good. So we're all set up. I just need to give myself a bit of a tidy, as always, and we'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, we're about to mash in then. So I've already put my additions in terms of the water profile. We're using RO water. So let's clear a second. I've got my skizzers somewhere over here. And my paddle. We're going to get these mixed in. Now I'll do it a bit at a time. There's quite a lot of grain for the water here, so we'll get that mixed in. So make sure you've got no dough balls, nothing sort of lodged at the bottom, big clumps of grain. That's what you tend to find is if you do get them, you're actually using some of the opportunity of the water steeping through, getting all those fantastic sugars out. This one's actually not too bad. I did a dry stout a couple of weeks ago, and that looked really thick. This one's looking like it's a nice one. So at the mash-in temperature, just raised it above the 67, got it to 69, just so it obviously the temperature of the grains have been in the garage. That's looking pretty good. We've got no dough balls in there. The glasses are steaming up, so that's always a good sign. That's great. Liking the look of that. You can just see the liquid coming to the surface now. So I've got 60 minutes in there. We'll put our top plate on. Bung out there so all the grains don't drop into the bottom. Sort of collapse this down so it's just on the grain bed. And I want that with just above. And now we will get a little bit of circulation going. Starting to see that now. Just coming to, oh, look at that. Fantastic. And we've got lovely clarity there already. Fantastic. That's a really good start. Right, so we are at 67 degrees. Just final adjustments. And 60 minutes. That's looking pretty good already. I'll get set up now. First doing a quick pH check, see whether I need to drop that. I'm looking for a pH of around about 5.3ish, 5.3.5, something like that. But that's looking pretty damn good already. In fact, it's just starting to overrun, which is not a bad thing. Okie dokie. We'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so I've just been adjusting the pH a little bit high, so I'm going to drop that down with a couple of mils of lactic acid, try and get to that round about that 5.3 pH, and we'll see where we get to. Just added some lactic now, and we'll test it again in about 5 minutes once that's had a chance to circulate through. There we go, we got the fermenter. Star sand, I get it a good old clean down with a bucket blaster after last use. So it's filled up with star sand, nice and foamed. I've got my bucket set up in readiness for my cleaning my other equipment. And again, that's got star sand in it. And I think other than that, we're just on mashing. We've got what we got there. Can't quite see it. 44 minutes. Just under 68, throttling between 66.8, 67.1, 67.2. And up here we've got the sparge water, that's bang on 75 in readiness for dropping off. We've got a little bit of activity on the dry stout. That's now been in for about a week, I think. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Nice little array of bubbles coming from there. It's been sort of stopping at that 18 degree temperature. And I'm also prepping up. I've got a couple of other kits in here that I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. So watch this space, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you're into home brewing, and see where we get to. Catch you up soon. And this is the yeast that we're using. I've got a couple that I put in the fridge, and so I just sort of mark them up. So I've got a couple of LAX ones in there. I know when they're coming through. Yeah, so what we got here, we've got 18 to 22, which is where we'll be. I think actually fermenting temperature is 19 degrees, yeah, for 7 to 10 days. Again, I'll be using another pill. I've got that cleaned. I'll be star sanning that in a second. I've been keeping it in the fridge, as it says there. And of course, we've got the Pro Mix, which will go in. That's gone. Yeah, Pro Mix, just there. Well, I'll go in with it as a bit of yeast nutrient as well. It's starting to crack on. I'm just getting ready to do my second check on the pH, but all looking good so far. So second check on the pH, we're now at 5.6, so I just added a tad more lactic, which will just take us down another 2 mils. That'll take us down nicely. I don't want to overshoot, so hence the careful approach, just to see where we get to. There is a calculator somewhere, I know, but I have a chance to have a look at that this morning. Right, again, I think we're just now in prep and waiting mode. We've got kegerator behind us. We've got a couple of beers on. We've got American Pale Ale that I've done. We've got Mango and also a commercial Brixton Pale, which is just about finished. So I'll be looking to get that replaced soon. Other than that, I think we're all good. So there we are. Keep recircling just to see where we're at in terms of colour. Keep actually shifting it through the grain bed as well. We've got about 30 minutes left. Looking at that, we've got some really nice clarity there. Yeah, looking pretty good. Okay, so that's the 60-minute mash done. Let me just turn off. So. Okay, whilst that's draining, we will start to crank up the temperature. Right, so that can be ramping up. We'll get the sparge going. The sparge arm just here. So we've got 16 litres of sparge water as well. Have a faff with the sparge arm. It's not been working as efficiently as it used to, so I think I might have to, when I say efficiently, as in rotating. Okay, you can turn the power off on there now and start to get that going. Just shift you from there. See what I mean in terms of the sparge arm? It seems to get stuck. That's what it should do. Just slightly off angle to maybe think about a different plate. Anyway, that's such a nice trickle. And I'll keep rotating it anyway. We get plenty of wash through grains. That gets rid of, it actually takes as much of the fermentable sugars out of the grains, anything that's left in there. you rinse them through effectively. And, yeah, see where we get to in a second. I'll come back to you. I'll have a faff with this. Okay, so we'll whilst the grain bed's now draining, it's draining really well. We've sparged through, rid of all this water, sparge water, so 16 litres of sparge water's gone in. We'll have a look at getting some hops going. So for the 60-minute boil, we need the Columbus hops. These are the next two that we're going to going in, so they are at hop stand Whirlpool at 80 degrees. So we'll get those in afterwards. But for the 60-minute boil, we want 10 grams of the Columbus. Oh, wow. Get that on. Reset that. Oh, it's only a very small amount, so low bitterness levels then. Just over 10 miles. 10.08, it's close enough. So we've got 46 grams in total. The next part of that is this will go in. We've got Columbus, we've got Simcoe, and there is also Centennial. So they'll go in at the hop stand at 10 minutes at 80 degrees C. So that's coming up to temperature. We're at 80.8 degrees over there. So I'll come back to you in a sec. Right, okay, let's lift the grain bed off. Literally no more dripping through there. All the sparge water's now done, we're all turned off. That's all nicely cascaded. We've got a lovely set bed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it in the front just here, let that cool off a little bit, and then we'll start to bag it up. And I bag it up because then it goes to the chickens, and they absolutely love it. I've done a quick pre-boil gravity check. We're at 1042. I think we were looking at 1040. Put that on there just to cool outside. What's great is, as well, is the viscosity. There's a quick hydrometer reading, it's just the viscosity, just to see where we were at, and absolutely amazing, really thick, sticky, so really good conversion. Got plenty of the fermentable sugars out there, so really pleased with that one. We'll get the lid on. We're starting to just get a lovely foamy, and I'll bring the camera in and you can have a look at that in a sec. Okay, so this is grains. Just put that there. See if I can do this with one hand. I can't. Oh, I can. I'm going to my bucket for cleaning. You can see that actually with the light levels. Grain bed, fabulous. Come back to that in a second. And then over here, we've got temperature coming up to 94. We've got those hops weighed out in readiness, and just wait for the steam to billow away. A little fan on, that helps. I have got extract in here as well, as you can see. Nicely pulls that out. This just helps us to take it off the top. It does help with the video in as well. As you can see, we're starting to get that boil is just starting to come through. That is looking absolutely amazing. We are at 35 litres, 34 litres pre-boil. So that's pretty good as well. Right, I'll come back to you in a second. We're getting ready to add the hops. In fact, bear with. In fact, there you go, bang. let's whiz over here, grab the hops. So this is the 60-minute. These are the Columbus. Foam's now it's lovely, starting to take those in. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic. Right, so we've done the 60-minute boil. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to start the Whirlpool in a second and drop the temperature down to 80 degrees. I've got the cooling coil in already. That's been sanitizing for the last 15-20 minutes. I've also added the Pro Mix. Just bear with me 1 second. So we've got the Whirlpool. Get that in there. Clamp that down. And we will get the circulation on. Take you back off here again so you can see what we're doing. So that's now starting to whirlpool nicely, as you can see, off the edge. Collecting the stuff into the middle. It's got a nice flow on it. So I just need to drop the temperature. So I'll do that and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, that's got us nicely down to 80 degrees, and now we've got the 3 sets of hop additions. Whilst we whirlpool in, we've got Amarillo 54 grams, Mosaic at 54 grams, and Vic Secret at 30 grams. So let's get these in. Going in first, we've got Centennial. Ooh. We've got the Columbus. And then we've got the Simcoe. Fantastic. Right. So we just need to set a timer for 10 minutes and we'll whirlpool that. Catch you in a minute. So this timer's going already. We're 8 minutes to go. As you can see, that's the effect of the whirlpool. Nicely circulating it around. Detritus and stuff collects into the middle, which is good. Okay then, so we're now chilling. We've got the cooling coil on, and we're at 55 degrees already, so it's chilling nicely. We've still got the whirlpool going because it does help to keep it away from the outlet. And then we can use that to pump it through into the fermenter. The fermenter's now draining off. Quick look over here. The fermenter's draining off. That's got this, had the star san in. That's now sterilised and ready to go. I've got my bucket of stuff. So I've got the airlocks in there hidden. I've got the pill that's dropped into the bottom. I just need to start drying that off in a second. And I'm also getting some RO water ready. So that's, I've got 117 litre filled already. I've got another 17 litres just now running through the RO plant at this moment in time. Let's have a quick look and see what they're looking like. So coming in, water coming in is 102 parts per million. Water going out is 2 parts per million. Beautiful. Okay, so the cooling's now done. We're at 20 degrees, which is taking a little bit of time. But with there, I've used quite a lot of the water for getting ready for mopping up and cleaning. I've got my other buckets filled up with water as well, which is great. The fermenter's now set up. Still whirlpool. We just need to turn that off a second. nicely done its job. Get this one in readiness. The fermenters cleaned and sanitised. I've checked that both valves are locked, bottom one, but both valves are closed off. So we'll get this. That's on, that's on, that's on. We'll start to transfer. Take you off here and I'll look at this. So transferring. That's a cracking colour already. Nice one. Let's see if I can get a little bit of debris in there, but already clear. I've just done a refractometer and I'm getting 1042. So I will do an hydrometer. I don't know. Are they accurate? I don't know. Who knows? So that's transferring nicely. And then I'll start to look at pitching the yeast in a second. Yeah, so a pretty successful brew day. Started around about, what would it have been, about 8:30 this morning, and it's just 1:20. I'm ready for a sandwich now and get sorted out for the next brew. The next brew's just literally arrived, so I'll just bring that round. In fact, there's a couple of other bits in here. This is why it's quite heavy. Oh, dear me. Right, so let's see what we got. Another box of goodies from the Malt Miller. Should have used my knife. So I haven't done one of these for a while, as in the brew. And there, what we got? The obligatory beer mat, which will stick on there. I've got a few bits and bobs. I've got some brow salt, which I will be using. What else have we got in here? A couple of packs of the Safale US 05. So I'm going to be doing a Superdelic Sunshine, but with a slight twist on it. I'm using a slightly different grain. So I've upped my grain bill. And I'll go through that in a bit more detail. Loads of beer, loads and loads of stuff. I've got some Pro Mix. I've got some pale wheat malt, which I will be adding in. I've also got some rice hulls just to help it in terms of, and I've got 4 kilos of, I've gone this time with Munton's Craft Pale Ale Malt. So I've got 4 kilos of that. That's going to go in there for the Superdelic, and then the Superdelic hops themselves. So we'll sort them out another day. The other thing I have got in here is a wine kit. I haven't done a wine for a while, and I know this is beer brewing, but actually, so we've got the Wine Expert Classic Vyozhny, and I'll be giving that a go. Yeah, something ready for Christmas. I tend to put those in those wine boxes rather than bottling them. I find it's easier to store, it's easier to keep it in the fridge and stuff like that. So yeah, all great stuff, and looking forward to that. I'll put them in there, and we'll have a sort through those tomorrow. But it's always great to get a goodie box from Malt Miller, and that'll be my next mash, which will be the Superdelic Sunshine, based on the original recipe by the Tankard Brewing boys. So I think that's pretty much it. If you like this video, like and subscribe. There's plenty more coming up, and we've got a dry stout going. We've got the oil for the neck. There'll be the superdelic, and then I'll be having a look. I've got a couple of others already boxed up, ready, weighed out, and I'll tell you all about those in the future. So thanks for watching, and catch you soon.